The second phase or third phase of their programs will start sometime in November. These are great opportunities for all of you. Please go beyond your comfort zone, okay, and make the most of these chances to improve yourself, not merely professionally but also in terms of your personality, which I think is very important. So with that, I leave the stage to Ms. Saanya Gandhi. Please welcome her with a huge round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So it is not the rich and the powerful, but the knowledgeable, the curious, who shall rule the world. So it's not your position, where you're sitting, that matters, but the knowledge, the curiosity, which drives you, which makes you rule the world. So who's a GSA? Basically, just to give it a kick start, a GSA is a student representative who is passionate about Google technologies and technology as a whole, right? And he or she is a legion or a bridge between Google and college. So I am a single point of contact for you guys over here, and to Google, to connect with you, I am a single point of contact. So if you want to connect to Google, you come to me, and Google comes to me when they want to connect to you. That's as simple as that. Yeah. Stakeholders. Stakeholders are the people who invest their time and money on you. So there are two stakeholders, internal and external. The internal stakeholders are basically the principal, the GSA champion. The GSA champion is a faculty member who is helping the GSA in driving all its programs in college. So in our case, our GSA champion is the TPO, and students and community members, that is all of you guys. So we have clubs, right? If we have any clubs or we have class representatives, all these people come under the internal stakeholders of the GSA. Then we have the GSA core team. We'll be forming a club called the Google Student Club, and it will be driven by 7 enthusiastic students. So that will be forming the GSA core team, which will be introduced later on. Yeah, the external stakeholders. There are 266 colleges all over India who are working with the GSA program. So the external stakeholders, me as a GSA, I can collaborate with all the 266 or any of the 266 GSAs all over India. And we can make a big or a huge event that can be driven by Google. And then we have the Google GSA manager, who is a single point of contact between the GSA and Google. That is Mr. Deepak Sridhar, who works for Google. And then we have the product leads from Google. Those are the people who work for Google, that is Googlers. Or we have the Google developer groups, the Google business group. We can call these people into our college and do lots of events, and they can tell you what it is exactly like to be working in Google. Yeah, like in the GSA. Basically simple things. When you're starting an event, you need to spread it all across your community, your college, whatever. So you need to find a simple platform to do so. We in Google use the Google Plus platform, the page that we have formed on Google Plus, the official VJIT page, where each and every event that will be done by the GSA program will be posted about on G Plus, and you will be getting all the information from G Plus. So I would advise all of you to go on G Plus, make a profile, and go follow the page Vidya Jyoti Institute of Technology. It is the official page on G Plus for Vidya Jyoti Institute of Technology. The events are nothing but all sorts of presentations, all sorts of workshops, all sorts of innovative ideas that you guys can come up with, or that we can come up with as a community, as a Google Student Club. Those are all the events that will be done in the Google Student Ambassador program. Core team meetings that will be discussed later. Long-term projects. As a community member, you have certain responsibilities towards the environment around you, towards the social responsibilities, towards people who are not as lucky as you. You have the immense knowledge of the internet in front of you. So there are millions of people out there who do not even know how to use the internet. So that can be taken as long-term projects. You can think of all the schools, the government schools, NGOs, orphanages, people who do not have an idea how to use the internet. So it can be as simple as that, going to the schools, the orphanages, and just telling them the basics of internet. That could be a long-term process. Then they have reporting. When you think of Google as a company follows various models, certain innovative ideas that makes them what they are. Google is a multinational company, multi-dollar company, and there are various models that they have adopted that we, in our community, can use in the college for the Google Student Ambassador program. Right. So think about all the things that you deal with in everyday life. Think about a mission. Think about something that you want to change. Having a mission that matters and solving a problem. Think about anything that has made a difference in your life, and it would have been different if you could have done something about it. So make something your mission. Think about something that matters to you. Think about something that matters to the entire community. Have a vision. Think big but start small. Google's mission? Do you think that Google got people on the internet just overnight? Of course not. They have been working all these years, and their basic mission is to make the internet an integral part of everybody's life. They are driven by the internet, and each and every one of you, they want to inculcate the need of internet in our everyday life. Okay, before we go to that, we have the different programs that Google has for students as a community, and also for cities and communities. There are 3-4 different types of programs. There is GAS, that is Google Application Supporting Programs. So in that, you can champion @VJIT'13 That could be a domain ID for each and every one of you. So that for programs like that, or you can submit your reports using Google Drive. You can have a Google Calendar, and none of you will actually need a timetable. Just a Google Calendar, each and every one of you will have that, and nobody has to go check on paper or stuff like that, write it down. You know, okay, next is your this class, and then you can just check it out on Google Calendar. So those are different kinds of products that they want to inculcate in universities, in colleges, to make life easier. Now, there is another program called the Google Outreach Program. They are driven to use the technologies, the Google products, to make a difference in your community. There's lots of data available in the world, right? You have lots of Google products. How can you use those Google products to make a difference to your community, to solve a problem, or to preserve a culture? We have a video. So basically, the idea behind Google Earth Outreach is using the map to change the world. Now, what do you do when you think of Google Maps? You go search, look for your house. But that's not what it is for. You can think of millions of things to do with it. For example, you saw the Japanese 2011 earthquake relief fund. They are making better technologies to, avoid the massive destruction that can be done through earthquakes. Renting landmines Stuff like that, preserving your culture. You can think about your community. You can think about the Ganesh Chaturthi that's going on right now. You can think about that. You want to preserve it, right? Put it up on Google Maps. Yeah, this is my community. This is the pandal that we have. And think about it, put it up there, and let the world know what India is about, what your community is about. That is what is preserving your culture. Think big. Now, having a mission that matters solves the problem, right? So, there are three things you can think about. Access, relevance, and sustainability. Like I mentioned before, we are very lucky to have access to the internet, right? But there are lots of people out there who do not have the access to the internet. Think about how you can make a difference to them. Reducing access as a barrier. Access should not be a barrier to develop ideas, to innovate. Now, if you can give somebody the right to access to the internet, you can actually create a new technology. You can create innovation, right? You're becoming an influence to somebody's life. So you provide an access to somebody, and you become an influencer. And then that person influences somebody else, and that becomes a big ecosystem. Then when you have given them access, think about the relevance. Relevance is different to each and every one of us. Relevance to me, it can be different. To you, it can be different. To your mother, it can be different. To different people, relevance to the internet is different. So think about what is relevant to the person you're trying to influence, to the community you're trying to influence. Think about how they can use the internet and how they will relate to it, how they can make a change, how they can innovate. Now when you've done these two things, right, then you have created an internet ecosystem. An internet ecosystem is what you have done by influencing people, and people influence others, and then that creates an ecosystem. So think about how that ecosystem can sustain. Think about how it can just grow and remain. You just give it a push. Now it can just grow on its own. You can think about how the ecosystem can sustain on itself. There's another aspect to the Google Student Ambassador program, that is fostering entrepreneurship. Ideas come from anywhere and everywhere. For example, if you think about the apple that totally revolutionized our physics textbook, the apple that fell on Newton's head, right? If that apple wouldn't have fallen on him, he wouldn't have been talking about matter that early. That time, Newton, okay, he was a genius, but he did not have the data or the information. But he thought of an idea that can come from anywhere, right? Just a dream. It's an apple falling on his head. But that led to such a massive discovery. Think about your ideas. Think about where ideas can come from. Encourage people, influence people. You can make the change and overwhelm the world. Google has three types of structures or three types of models that they follow in their business world. The first is the bottom-up culture. In the previous, in olden days, when communities used to think, when organizations used to work, they used to go on the top-down culture. That is, the headquarters in the top, and then you think about the foot soldiers. That is the people who are working. So the headquarters are the people who have the CEOs, the managers, seniors, right? And the foot soldiers, those are the people who actually go on the field and work. So the headquarters are giving the instructions, and the foot soldiers go and work on the field. The headquarters has no idea about what's going on in the field. So they might not be the best people to get feedback from. The best people to get feedback from are the foot soldiers. So this is the idea. This is where the bottom-up culture took place. So the people in the headquarters, the CEOs, they go out on the field and they also work with the foot soldiers so that they can improvise, they can think about better ideas and they can update, they can make it better. That is the bottom-up culture. Now think about flag management. Here, what they do is you think about the people, your community, the world, of the information has made the world flat. You are in the same position as these people. Everybody has the same innovative mind. Everybody has the access to the same data as you. So anybody can come up with any innovative idea, can foster entrepreneurship, can think of different products or events or innovating things that can either influence somebody else or that can just create something new. The 20% time policy. This is the policy that is followed by Google and the Googlers all around the world. What they think about is, now you work 5 days a week, right? We're working 5 days a week. 4 days a week, you do the work that is assigned to you by Google. The 5th day, that is with 20% of your time, right? 5 days a week. If you just remove 1 day, that means 20% of your time. You spend that on innovation, thinking, doing research by the available data. So they are giving you a chance to access their data and then think about how you can make a difference, innovate, and then influence the world. So that is the 20% time philosophy. Yeah. As we mentioned, ideas, they do come from everywhere. So what can we, as the Google Student Ambassador Program, or as a community, as a Google Student Club do? We can think about all the people in the community and then try to make a difference. The person sitting next to you could make a change, could make a difference. If you try to give him a bush, right? You can give them the data that is available to you, share the data, and then innovate, influence. That's what the whole idea is about. Now you've thought of an idea, right? There's an idea in your head and you're thinking, how do I go about it? You cannot, the idea to make it into reality cannot be done just by yourself. So you think about how you can gain support from your peers, from your colleagues, from your friends. So think about how do I socialize and how do I make my idea gain support. How can you do that? That is the only way you can do that is by sharing. Share the idea and then get people into underconfidence that yes, this is something that I've thought of and I know you can make a difference. Think about how you can develop trust. So when you are actually thinking of an idea, start working towards it. Mention your goals. Tell the people, this is what I want to do and this is what I will do. Even if you fail, accept your failure and let them know, yes, this is what I thought, but it did not happen. This just develops the trust. Like, okay, this guy is telling me this is what he wants to do. Even if he fails, he accepts it. That's still possible. So that's how you trust. That's how you gain trust among your peers. Yeah. Now, to create an environment where anyone can approach you, think about yourself. Think about your personality. If you are a reserved person who does not talk to people, who does not socialize much, how do you expect people to come to you and talk to you about your ideas? How do you expect people to trust you? Nobody is going to. Think about how you can improve your personality. Be impeccably dressed. Think about how you can talk. Think about how you can influence. Be confident about your ideas. Be confident about what you want to do. That's how you can gain trust. That's how people will approach you. They'll know, okay, this guy is up to something. That means it can make a difference. That means this guy really has the knowledge, really has the power. So obviously people will come up to you and then you can use the entire community to develop your idea, to innovate, to foster entrepreneurship. So be open and share everything. Think about all the ideas, think about all the things that you can come up with. An idea is a seed that you can plant on different minds. So when you plant that seed on other people's minds, it grows, right? It will grow in different perspectives. And that together will form a wonderful, wonderful, innovative product. An idea can develop into something that can actually change the world. Think about things that matter to you. Think about things that can matter to your community. And that's how the Google Student Ambassador Program will help you foster entrepreneurship, foster innovation, and give you the right path, the right direction using Google technologies. Everybody knows Android, right? It is the fastest growing mobile platform. It has more than 900 million Android devices and around 10 crores activations, daily activations. That is more than the number of babies being born every day. Android is a fantastic platform for innovation and app development. Yeah. As I mentioned before in my presentation about data, you can think about the massive amount of data that is present out there. Each and everything that you need, that you want to know about, is out there. So why not access it? When Google wanted to create its logo, the Google logo, right, with different colors, the first color, the G, is in blue. They experimented with 40 different shades of blue, and then they finalized the blue that you see today. So that is what is about data. Think about data in decision making. How can data help you in making different decisions? If you already have a piece of data in front of you, then you can use that data as relevant information, as correct information, and then make the difference into your idea, into your project, and inculcate it. Yeah, the best background color for ads. So data is your advisor, your friend, and your best decision maker. That is the policy adopted by Google. So, like I told you about the 40 different shades of blue that Google wanted to take care of. So this is exactly where the whole idea comes from. Having relevant data can actually make you want to change, make you want to inculcate the idea into people's head. And people will trust you more because you have reports, you have data. So people know, okay, this is what has already happened, so you know this is correct. So this is how you actually try to make the project or the idea in your head, socialize the idea, and make a difference. The GSA program has the objectives, these kind of objectives, that we use data to make our decisions and create some local success stories. Like I told you about the Ganesh Pandal, you can think about different success stories where you can make a difference because of all the data available to you, you can actually go out there and make a difference to a lot of people. Think about your locality, think about your community, where you can actually help people to create such success stories. Go with the proven data, like I told you. If you go with the proven data, people will trust you more, and then you can actually gain trust among your peers and go ahead with your idea. Yeah, I know it's all about money. Everybody thinks about money when you're thinking of entrepreneurship, when you're thinking about jobs. But at Google, they believe that you focus on what's best for the user, and the money will follow. If you are making products that will help the user actually into his daily life, then why will they not buy it? Why will they not give you money? Of course they will. Stanford and many other universities have this program where they actually have all the data online of what they're teaching. Like here in Stanford, you're spending like crores of money to study there, right? But if the data is available to you, the lectures are online, then how is Stanford making money? People can just go online and read, right? But this is exactly the idea where they focus on the user and the money will follow. This is, okay, Stanford's quality is this, you've seen the video, that's amazing, that's an amazing lecture. Then you think about, okay, if I become a full-time Stanford student, that means it will help me, it will develop me. That is the basic advertising reason why they have put it free of cost, and then money will follow. Okay. The Google Student Master Program can use various other programs to enable the ecosystem and build and support and train the local communities. So you have the faculty summit, the funding programs, and you have two kinds of groups. That is the Google Developer Group and the Google Business Group. The Google Development Group are the people who are technology enthusiasts. They develop apps and other projects on Google technologies. And the Google Business Groups are a group of people who use Google technologies in business. How can you make your business better? Using Google technologies? All of those are done by the Google Business Group. So we can actually invite those people to college and they can deliver lectures, presentations, and workshops that will help you develop your personality, your tech skills, and different other aspects where you can be employable when you go out of your college. And it's just not about the theory. The Indian education system follows this learn the theory and then spit it out. That method, yes, that will definitely get you marks in JNTU. But what these people, what I learned in the summit, what they are focusing on is your personality, is how you talk, how you dress, how you ideate. Those are the things that matter. So gradually, step by step, you have to make a difference in your life. You have to think about people outside your box. When I went to the community, I saw lots of students, right? Those students are doing hundreds of things. They're just not sitting in the classroom and listening to lectures and bunking out and going. They're just doing things that can make a difference to the community. They join clubs, they go for debates, they go for different types of personality workshops. So you have to think about how you can make a change in yourself so that you can be an influencer to the community, because you have a power, you have data, you have knowledge. Think about that and work on it. So this is exactly what I was trying to say. You live the dream that you want to preach. Think about what you want to do and make the change in yourself first. That is when you become an influencer. Mahatma Gandhi once said that you have to be the change you want to see in the world. Think about how you can change yourself and how you can influence somebody. I'm sure you can influence at least one of your friends, right? Think about how you can become better. And think about the Google Student Ambassador Program. How will it help you out? How you can approach the Google Student Ambassador Program, the Google Student Club, to make yourself better. It's ultimately all about you. Speed does matter. Think about when you think about an idea, when you think about innovation, beginning steps of an idea are bound to fail. It's not perfection that you're looking for. It's just this big start, a push that you're looking for. So you might not be perfect in your first try, like the Android evolution, you might not be perfect. But slowly, gradually, as you aim for perfection, you get it. Yeah, Google Instant. Anybody knows about Google Instant? I'm sure all of you know, but you don't know it's called Google Instant. Google Instant is when you write a word and Google gives you that drop-down box, right? It's guessing the word you're trying to write. That's Google Instant. So why did they put that up? I know it can be a little bit annoying, but why they put that up is because Google believes, it's actually proven, that you read faster than you type. If you're typing, you type word at speed of 300 milliseconds, but you read at a speed of 30 milliseconds. So that's the difference. So when you're writing, when you're typing the word, you can scan the page much faster and you can actually save time. So speed matters. Even in that 10 milliseconds, the 1/10 of a second that is making a difference, that matters. So that's what gave rise to Google Instant. Yeah. The Google Student Master Program is hoping and is for you guys to innovate and to create ideas that can help you in different and various aspects of life, right? So you want to make a difference to your life, you want to make a difference or a change to somebody else's. You influence people all around you. So go out, experiment. Try to think of things that you can do, things that can actually get you to the point where you want to be. Things that will make a difference to the world, that will overcome the world. There are Google technologies out there. There are different things that you can use to innovate, to ideate. And that's how the Google Student Ambassador Program will help you to give a push to your ideas and foster entrepreneurship or anything else. So this is basically the summary of the whole thing. Have a mission, foster entrepreneurship, be open, user first, money second. It's all about data. Speed does matter. So as the Google logo goes, do cool things that matter. So I hope all of you think about the things that you've seen today. Thank you. Before I end my presentation, I would like to give a huge shout out to Harshita Malila for helping with the presentation, the IDM CSC HODs for giving me the permission, the TPO, and the principal for allowing us to do the program. Thank you.
In fact, if I can summarize what she said in one word, she said Google rocks, right? So it's a great program. I think they will have about 6 or 7 students who will be the core team that will drive these events in VJIT. But of course, the